It is time to find out who the superior brand is. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. We're back with a brand new episode of GM Mode. Now, normally, to play GM Mode, you have to go in a time machine. You have to go back and play WWE SmackDown vs. Raw games. But no longer, thanks to Wwe 2K22, they have included the fan favourite GM Mode. It is back. Is it better than ever, though? We will find out. There's some good things about the GM Mode, but unfortunately, there is also some bad things, but we'll get through them together. So here we go. We're at the first choice, the first dilemma of our GM Mode. This is where it all begins. And to be a successful GM, first we need to know who the GM will be. We've got 5 choices. You've got Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville, William Regal, Shane McMahon, and Stephanie McMahon. Now, they all have different traits, but I think we're going to pick the best option here. And it's not this guy who's just joined AEW, because I cannot pick as anybody who's just joined AEW. So we're going to go with Here Comes the Money, Shane O'Mac. That is who we are picking. Shane O'Mac will be our pick. He has the coast-to-coast trait. A GM interference booked this week will provide an additional +2 show bonus and be free to book this week. So not quite sure what that does for us, but here, we'll take it anyway. We'll take every advantage we can get. And as for the brands, again, each brand has a trait. We're not going to be playing as NXT or NXT UK because nobody wants to see that shit. So it is between Raw or SmackDown. And I think we're going to go with SmackDown. Remember, the last time they had a draft, Shane McMahon was the GM of SmackDown Live, and it was actually very good. It was a very entertaining time for SmackDown. And we're going to see if we can get back to that. Let's see if we can get back to the Shane O'Mac time when he ran the show on SmackDown. Now, with this trait, you get Birth of Legends. 6 random superstars on your roster will have their popularity increased by +6. So, I mean, that is a great thing to have, and I'm sure we will use that. We will take advantage of it. Now, you do not get to choose which 6 superstars get the trait, but here, it's better than nothing, so we will 100% take this. And with that said, guys, let's select SmackDown. Let's go. AI opponent. I think it's only fair that we go up against our sister, Stephanie McMahon Helmsley. She's always been Daddy's favourite. Well, we're going to show Daddy. We're going to show Vincent Kennedy McMahon that he should have picked us. We should have been the favourite. We're going to whoop Stephanie's ass. She's going to be in charge of Raw. Going to put it on hard difficulty. Duration will be 50 weeks. That's the highest you can do. Why not just make it 52 weeks, calendar year? You know, that would have made sense, but I guess that was too difficult for them. Draft pool will be default and the draft settings will be manual. With that said, let's start the draft. There is some rules to the draft which will follow if it ever pops up on this screen after the WWE logo disappears. Is it going to happen? Maybe? Yes? No? Yes. So here we go. Here's the WWE draft rules. Each GM will start with a budget of $275,000. GMs will take turns drafting one after the other, starting with player 1, which I believe is Shane O'Mac. There will be 8 rounds of drafting. After the 8th round, drafting becomes optional. GMs can opt out of the draft or up until they're out of cash. So there you go, guys. That is it. Boom. Now, first of all, before we start drafting, I want to point out that for some retarded reason, they do not allow the full roster to be drafted in GM mode. Why is it? Honestly, guys, I don't know. But you can see Brock Lesnar is not there. It's nothing to do with the part-time schedule. For some reason, they just allow about 50% of the roster. So you can see, like, Brock Lesnar's not there, but there will also be other stars that ain't there. I'm looking for them. I can't. No one's really standing out at the moment, but they only include certain people. So it sucks. I mean, there's no way around it. It does absolutely suck. But we will just have to do our best. So it is what it is. And let's go. Let's pick the number 1 pick. And I think we're going to go with... He is the current Universal Champion. I think it would make sense to pick him. We're going to go with the leader of the bloodline, the head of the table, Roman Reigns. So let's select Roman Reigns. Raw are going to take John Cena. That's a great pick. You cannot really deny it, can you? I mean, Raw taking John Cena. Big match John, big match player. He's a big match pick. He's just been picked number 1. So up next we have our number 2 pick. We've got options. Now I'm thinking about taking Drew McIntyre. I am considering Drew. I'm really considering Drew. and I'm going to no longer consider Drew because he's a member of SmackDown. Drew McIntyre comes to the blue brand. Raw have picked Roderick Strong. What's Stephanie McMahon doing? I thought she was good at this. Obviously not. She's picked Roderick Strong. Why? I do not know. And now it's our turn. We get to take a pick here. And who are we going to select? Who will be SmackDown's third pick? I am going to go with... I don't know. Who am I going with? I'm going to go with... How about this? How about we go with the cover star of the game, Rey Mysterio. Boom. Rey Mysterio is our number 3 pick. And Stephanie McMahon goes with Becky Lynch. So that's a bit better. Stephanie McMahon getting Raw back on track there. After a terrible second pick, she chooses Becky Lynch. Now, we probably do need to pick a female relatively soon. Our budget is already under 2 million now. We've already picked Reigns, McIntyre and Rey. We might need to go a bit easy here on the cost of our picks. I'm not too sure if I'm going to pick another woman just yet. Charlotte Flair is the current SmackDown Women's Champion. Maybe I should pick her and give her the belt because it would feel a bit harsh taking the belt off her. I don't know. But we will go down the roster here. We'll see who's available. I mean, Seth Rollins is a good choice. Walter. Don't know, Walter could be an option. Who else have we got here? Matt Riddle. Big fan of Riddle. You've got Carmella. You've got Randy Orton. Again, another guy that would be really good to have. Braun Strowman. We're going to go with... Keith Lee's an option. There's Damian Priest. There's Nikki Ash. There is Fandango. Tyler Breeze. Tucker. Cedric Alexander. T-Bar. We do not want T-Bar. Ivor. Ember Moon. Reckoning. Maya Yim. Dakota Kai. Austin Theory. Kyle O'Reilly. Liv Morgan. Otis. Lacey Evans. Lana. Chad Gable. Don't know who this fucking guy is. Mandy Rose. Tamina. Nobody's meaner than Tamina. Tony Storm. Jinder Mahal. Don't hinder the gender. Yeah, remember he was a SmackDown champion on SmackDown Live. Maybe we could bring that back. Don't hinder gender. Who are we going to go with here? The options aren't that great. I think our 4th pick is going to be... I think it has to be Seth Rollins. It pretty much has to be Seth Rollins. It is going to be Seth Rollins. Boom, Seth Rollins is now a SmackDown guy. And Raw take Finn Balor. So Raw going with Finn Balor. Up next it's SmackDown, and we're going to go with the SmackDown Women's Champion. We're going to pick Charlotte Flair, and yeah, we'll pick Charlotte Flair. That gets her out of the way. That gets our champion sorted. Raw pick Tucker. It's an interesting pick. It's an interesting pick for sure. It's up to us now. We're going to go with... Who are we going to go with? See, I am tempted to give like a Karrion Kross or a Walter a chance, but I'm also not really wanting to pay that sort of money for them. The $229,000 for a Walter just doesn't seem right to me. Can I justify paying that kind of money? Honestly, I don't think so, especially when you can get like Randy Orton for the same sort of price. I think we're going to go with... I mean, you could get Keith Lee. You could get Keith Lee for $207,000. But I mean, this roster's so outdated. This roster is big time outdated. We're going to pick... I mean, let's be real, man. The options aren't really here, are they? They're definitely not. They're definitely not. Fuck, running out of choices here. Running out of choices. Oh, who do we pick? Who do we pick? Who do we pick? We've already got what? We've got 2 heels, 2 faces. We need probably... The champion's a heel. Probably need another face. I'm going to go with... Do we go Riddle? Do we pick Riddle? Do we pick Riddle? Fuck, we'll pick Keith Lee. We'll go with Keith Lee. Screw it. I feel mean. I always call Keith Lee a fat bastard, so we'll pick Keith Lee. Raw, go with Rhea Ripley. Who are we going to go with on SmackDown? Do we need a female to go up against Charlotte? We probably do, but for now, I might not pick one right now. We could go with Bayley. I don't know. There's Murphy, who's already gone. Shelton Benjamin. Do we go with Damian Priest? I do not want to pick Nikki Ash. Definitely not picking Nikki Ash. Who are we going to pick here? Again, the options aren't great. Kyle O'Reilly, I don't think we want him. Do we take Otis? Otis is a possibility. Maybe Otis and Gable could be teamed up together. I'm not too sure. Do we go with one of them or... I don't know. I do not know. I don't really know. Fuck. I mean, this is harder than it looks. Actually, thinking of who to pick is pretty difficult. We're going to go with... There must be somebody. Like, there legit must be somebody here that stands out. There must be somebody. I'm looking though, and none of these guys are really appealing to me. God, I am really struggling here. I think we'll pick... Bianca Belair. Will I? I don't know. Will I? I don't know. Will I? I'm not too sure. Actually, Nia Jax. I'll pick Nia Jax. Boom. Nia Snax is in there at round 7. Raw are going to take Reckoning from Retribution. Bit of a strange pick. We've got just over $1 million left, so I am going to try and go easy now on the money. I want to pick people that are definitely under 200k. Who's Santos Escobar? Never heard. How's this guy that much? Honestly, I don't get that. We could maybe take Naomi. There's Bailey. Bailey's an option. Do we go with Bailey? I mean, Carmella's pretty expensive. Shayna Baszler's expensive. I mean, I would look at Cross and Walter, but do we take one of them? I don't know. There's Cross and Walter. You got... I don't know. We will take... I want Walter though, that's the thing, I don't. I'm going to go down and look at the people that are not as expensive. There's Ember Moon, Austin Theory, Kyle O'Reilly. Did we give someone like Kyle O'Reilly a chance? We could do that, I guess, but do we really want him? We don't. I can tell you right now, we don't. We're going to pick Chad Gable. Raw, select Santos Escobar. Okay. And I guess if we've got Chad Gable, we kind of need to pick his tag team partner. We'll pick Otis. Takes us down to 777k. They picked Ivar. Who are we going to go next? We've got Charlotte Flair, we've got Nia Jax. We need to probably pick another woman. Both Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks are pretty expensive. We'll go with Sasha, I think. Or will we? Or is there anyone cheaper? Actually, we're going to go with someone cheaper. Definitely going to go with someone cheaper. But I'm looking at who could we go with. We've got Ember Moon. We could potentially pick Ember Moon. 168k. Liv Morgan. 159. Okay, I'm looking here. I'm looking for options. There's Tosawa. We don't want him. Billy Kay, Peyton Royce, Natalya. Shotzi, who's on SmackDown. Fuck, this is difficult. We'll take Shotzi Blackheart. She'll be around 10 pick. We've got 729,000 left. We've got 655,000 left. Right. So we probably want to pick another face female. And then that'll do, I think, for the females. 4 should be enough. So let's look then. Who have we got? Who is the cheapest? Toni Storm. Do we want Toni Storm though? We could have Dana Brooke. We could have Lana. We could have Liv Morgan. Would Liv Morgan be better? You know what? We'll go something different here. We'll go Toni Storm. We'll Toni Storm at number 11. Raw then, I've selected Timothy Thatcher. We're at 518. We've got 518. We're probably going to pick a few more. Let's see, we're probably going to pick some dudes now. And it's just going to be lower card guys. People like definitely in this range of the park. We might pick Kalisto as a cruiserweight. I think we'll go with Kalisto. Raw picked Cameron Grimes. We're on to pick 13 now. Should be able to get a few more in here if we go easy on the cash. We could take Fandango, we could take Tyler Breeze, could take Damian Priest. There's Naomi as well, that's a possibility. Could take Naomi. Did we take Naomi? I don't think we really want another woman though, do we? There's Ember Moon. There's Kyle O'Reilly. I'm looking at who else is there. There's Tate O'Neill, Mahal. Options, and none of them are that good. I don't know. I honestly don't know. There's Davari, but again, I don't want him. We've got 401k. We could go with someone who's big, or we could go with two people that are not so big. It all depends on how we want to try and spread this cash here. We could go with Sasha Banks. Do we go with Sasha Banks, or I'm looking at our current division. We've got Flair, we've got Nia Jax, we've got Toni Storm, we've got Shotzi. We'll go with Sasha. We'll go with the boss. Fuck it, we went with the boss. Raw pick Austin Theory. That leaves us 160k, so now we need to pick someone less than 160. Probably a dude, but I don't know, it depends. So we need to start from here and go below. So Dakaya K, Liv Morgan. We could select Kyle O'Reilly, but that would leave us like a grand, less than a grand to actually compete. I think we need to go someone a bit lower than that. There's Tosawa, Titus O'Neil, Raul Mendez, Jinder Mahal, Billy Kay, Peyton Royce, Raquel Gonzalez, Grand Metalik, Trent Steven, One Lorcan, Tyler Bate, Davari. These options aren't great. These options are not great at all. We're going to go with... Do we go with Tamina? Oh, I don't know. I don't like Tamina. I feel like I can't pick Tamina. I do not want to pick Tamina. But who do we pick? If we do not pick Tamina, who do we pick? We will pick... Fuck, this is difficult. This is really difficult. You know what? We'll end the draft here. We'll snap out of it here. We'll select what we've got. I think we've done a pretty good job. So let's have a look then at our... Yeah, we're going to confirm. We're going to end it here. And this is what SmackDown looks like. So there you go. You've got Shane McMahon in the middle, obviously the GM. We've got Roman Reigns. We've got Drew McIntyre. We've got Rey Mysterio. We've got Seth Rollins. We've got Chad Gable. We've got Nia Jax. We've got Keith Lee. We have Charlotte Flair. In my opinion, it's a pretty solid draft. Could have done better, but we could have done worse. So let's see who Raw take. They took Kyle O'Reilly. Who else are they taking? Is that it? I think they've run out of money, so there's Stephanie McMahon's picks. I mean, there's some big names in there. You've got obviously Cena, Becky Lynch, Finn Balor's relatively big, but I mean, I'm looking at everybody else, and I don't really agree with it. There are a lot of people in the background, I don't even know who they are, so boom. Stephanie McMahon. I certainly don't think her draft was as good as ours, but time will tell. We'll see who gets the better of it in the end. So, yep, that is it. Let's move in then to the important business. Let's see what we've got. Triple H, tonight is the night. The debut show, we have high hopes for you. I mean, he's kind of talking down here to his brother-in-law. I was born for this. That is the truth. Come on, you know it. I'm a McMahon, damn it. I mean, it looks like Shane and Triple H are wearing like the same suit and same shirt. I wonder if it was buy one, get one free. Triple H says, good, I'm expecting big things of SmackDown this season. Make it an amazing show. So now we need to select the champs. And I think just to make this less time consuming, I'm just going to pick the champs that SmackDown have got in real life. And we'll take it from there. So we're going to pick Roman Reigns as the Universal Champ. And we're going to pick Charlotte Flair as the Women's Champ. So that is that done. That is that confirmed. So here we've got the bookings for the show that we will get into soon. We've got... What else have we got there? Let's go through it. We've got show... logistics that we can't, so you've got like high school arenas here. We start off in the high school. You cannot purchase bigger arenas, unfortunately, until later into the season, but that is something we will definitely, you know, do when we get there. But for now, we're just gonna have to stick with everything until we get past the first couple of weeks. Is what it is. We've got the roster. Let's have a quick look then at the roster. So there you see, popularity wise, Roman Reigns leads the way with 75. Charlotte Flair is our second biggest star at 70. Then it is McIntyre, Banks, Nia Jax, Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio, Keith Lee, Chad Gable, Otis, Toni Storm, Kalisto, and Shotzi Blackheart. So boom, not a bad roster. Might I even add to it here? We've got free agents, we've got legends. I don't know if we're going to sign any legends right now. You've got the options of signing them on certain weeks. We could definitely afford to sign some of these legends, and maybe we should. Maybe we could. I'm looking at it here. You've got Farouk, 21 weeks. You've got Jim the Anvil Neidhart, 22 weeks. You've got Mickey James. We could sign Mickey James for 10 weeks, 35 grand. If we need someone to work against Charlotte. Got Scott Hall. Got Bret Hart. Got The Rock. Got Goldberg. Could bring Goldberg back and have one more match against Reigns. That's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. But let's look then at the free agents. Who could we sign from the free agents list? You've got Orton, The Miz, Samoa Joe, Devlin, Candice LeRae, Joe Wheeler, Lince Dorado, Dana Brooke, Pete Dunne, Mia Yim, Jody Garcia. Looks a bit like Jack on a younger Jack. Silence. Some guy dressed as a fucking clown. Lula Tandy, Nova, Northern Light, Vicky McLeod dressed in an army suit, Tamara, Ty-Cross, Rich Okarika, and Ignition. So I think we're going to avoid these people, but I'm looking at maybe signing a free agent. There's Candice LeRae, there's Jordan Devlin. I mean, Samoa Joe there looks to be a solid pick. You get him for 5 weeks for 20 grand. We have 168 grand left, so that's definitely doable. We could sign him if we choose to do so. Randy Orton for 10 weeks, so he looks like a solid pick. In terms of the permanent options, you only really have major stars, or should I say major stars. You've got Dana Brooke, you've got Lince Dorado, and you've got Mia Yim. Pete Dunne for 5 weeks. Do we sign one of these people? We might. What about Samoa Joe? I think Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns would be a pretty good feud. What if we go and try and sign Samoa Joe? Sign this talent. You've got Star Power 3, Class Fighter role. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but he's got that role anyway. Popularity 56, Stamina 68, Morale 41, Match Specialities, Promo Skill 4 out of 5, and Rivalry 0. Are we going to sign Samoa Joe? Fuck it, we will. We'll go and sign Samoa Joe. Down, out, down, 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 out. Samoa Joe is part of the SmackDown roster. Takes our budget now down to 140. Well, yeah, I can actually sign more talents. Okay, interesting. So we could go ahead and sign Candice LeRae. We've already signed Samoa Joe. Since we signed a guy, I think we will go and sign a woman as well. And I think I actually like the look of Candice LeRae. So will we sign Candice LeRae? You know what? For this week, we will. Boom. $33,000. We're now down to 107. We'll go a bit easy now on the money. And we'll wait and see. Because we've also got legends. We can also maybe bring in a legend or two. And we might look to do that relatively soon. I mean, Mickie James was just back at the Rumble. Maybe Mickie James would want a shot against Charlotte Flair for 10 weeks. We could bring Mickie James in. We could have Mickie James versus Charlotte for the title. Seems like a good idea to me. But we'll keep an eye on that and we'll check later down the line. The Rock, obviously 67. A lot of money for The Rock, but The Rock's worth it. Power cards. What have we got? Let's look at the power cards. What are the power cards? I don't think we need to, in the contract negotiations, add 1 week to a free agent superstar. Injury rehab. I don't think we need to worry about any of this right now. Inventory. Birth for legends. So 6 random superstars on your roster will have their popularity increased by 6. 1 per week. Weekly. Alright, okay. So you can only use this once. Do we use it in the first week? I think we'll leave it for the first week. I don't want to put all our eggs into the one basket. We'll leave it for now, and we'll worry about that at a later time. Ratings. Looks like we're ahead of Raw, based on we've spent less money than Raw, so that puts us in the #1 spot. Interesting. Stephanie McMahon choosing to spend more money than we did. I'm looking at the budget, looking at the fans. It won't really tell us much until we get the first week over and done with. And then here we've got their journal, contracts that are expiring. Triple H is waiting to see how the show is. Commissioner's goal, schedule a run-in on one of your champions this week. Okay, we could maybe do that. Contract for Candice LeRae expires at the end of week 10. Contract for Samoa Joe expires at the end of week 5. So we'll keep an eye on those contracts. But guys, that is it. That is it for episode 1. We'll be back next time to book the first show. Get the first ever SmackDown. The SmackDown era of Shane McMahon will begin. We'll have Roman Reigns on the card. We'll have Charlotte Flair on the card. We will need to get some titles, feuds booked. But we'll do that, guys. Next time out, we need to get some #1 contenders sorted. It's going to be a big show. So, yeah, looking forward to it. But that is it. Till next time, this has been Fog Wrestling. It's WWE SmackDown versus Raw. It's not even. It's WWE 2K22 GM mode. I'm not used to having GM mode in the new SmackDown game. So, yeah, it's good. It's good. Hopefully, the GM mode continues to be good. And I'll catch you in episode 2. Till then, though. Peace.